Hey folks, I wanted to go over the features of the latest version of the Giotto from Rocket. Check out the other video that also that Josh and I did that show the complete lineup and how they've changed a few things. But today I'm focusing on the Giotto Type V, and it's right on the nameplate right down here. What did they change to upgrade this machine or make it different? Some of these things are not upgrades, they're just different. See these knobs? They change it from that flower look to the ones that they have on the R58 and the R60V, so they have the R on them now. We also have a PID down here that allows you to change the temperature of the heat exchanger, and it's still a heat exchanger. It's still the copper and brass that we know and love, heat exchanger. And that brass on the end, what does that do? Gives you better thermal qualities, holds the heat better. And now they've done one more step. They insulated that boiler as well. Also, the sides. They've always been like this, curved. Well, now they put another dimension to that right here. You can see this curve right here. A little more modern. I really quite like it. The other thing is, look at the shoes under here. The feet are a little bit different. They have tapered them in, and also two different heights. You can put a shim under there that will raise it up, or you can leave it low and lean on the countertop, keep her down. Let's see, what else have they done? That's basically the changes that have been made to this machine. It still comes with the portafilters, wrong way, Gail. The double and the single, you get two portafilters. It also comes with the Rocket metal tamper, back flush disc, manual, scoop, and a brush. Now bear in mind, at the time of production, if these scoops and brushes are not available, they may or may not be in the box. I'm just saying that came in the box today, but you might get one without it. And honestly, the scoop and the brush together are probably worth $1. So get yourself a good scoop and a nice brush, like a Palo brush or something like that. Also comes with, used to have a DVD, now it's got this USB port with the memory in it, and it's a memory that it takes you off to some of the videos that they've made to show you how to use the machine and some of the features of the machine. So check that one out too. And then the Rocket Espresso machine cleaner. This is for back flushing your machine when you want to do that about once a week for home use. But if you're doing heavy use, do it a couple of times a week. Just make sure you do that. That's really important. So this is the hot water right over here. This is the three-way solenoid valve. You've got your steam over here. These little black jobbers here. These come in the box, and I think the main feature of these is during shipping to protect this from scratching the casing of the machine. You can, a lot of people think they're a finger guard. You can use them for that. You can leave them on there, or you can take them off, whatever suits your needs. Comes with two gauges. One shows you the pressure inside the boiler right over here. This one shows you the pressure at the brew head as you're brewing. It should be up in between maybe around 9 or 10 as it starts to brew, and that would be optimum. How do you get that? The grinder. If the grind of the coffee is not correct, it's not gonna, if it's too coarse, it's gonna go way low in numbers. If it's too high, it'll go up over 10, 11 and stay there, and you won't even get any coffee coming out. So there's a learning curve to these. Play around with it. Get it right. What else do we got going on? We have a, let's get this back in place. Hi, I'm coming from this angle. It's not easy. We have the water tank right back here. Now this is a tank only, and that's what the V indicates is vibratory pump. If this was to plumb in, it would need a rotary pump. So V vibratory, R rotary, except in the case of the R60V and the R58, the V and the R and all that don't make a difference. They're both plumb machines or tank. Right here, 1.8 liter water tank comes out easily right here. If you're having any trouble getting the tank out, they have made this gasket really tight for a reason so it doesn't leak. They took it up by a fraction of a millimeter. Get some lubricant for it, food grade, put a little bit on, you'll find out it'll go in and out a lot easier. That's just a side tip. That has nothing to do with the crew review. But a little tip. We like to pass those tips along when we can. And that boiler in there is 2.9 liter as well. I forgot to mention that earlier, the size of it. So the other feature I wanted to mention is it has the E61 brew head. How does that work, you might ask? It keeps the temperature consistent at your brew head, and how it works is it is siphoning hot water from the heat exchanger all the time. Cools off, drops down, heats back up, goes through, cools down. It's just a vicious cycle, you might call it, but it keeps the brewing consistent. And that's been around since the 70s. That's not a new invention. So, what do you say we make a drink? Okay, so I've got my ground coffee, and as a matter of fact, what were we using today? Roasters, 9 Swans, seasonal offering. This is good stuff. Very good. And our milk. I'm gonna, as I go along, mention 3 things, 3 tips while you're brewing and steaming. The first tip is make sure that you purge the steam arm before you use it. There will be condensation in there. You don't want that in your milk. You want nothing but steam, right? Autofill. I didn't mention that. This machine autofills so you can't burn up the boiler. Done. That's how quick that is. Number 2 thing I wanted to mention, make sure that you wipe this off and give it a purge. Any milk that might be left in that tip, if it siphons back up in, no, not good. It ruins the boiler. It makes this horrible smell like burnt milk, and the boiler would have to be replaced. You cannot really get that burnt milk out of the boiler. And then, before you brew on a heat exchanger machine, which this is, make sure you do about a 7-second flush. And what that does is this stabilizes the temperature in the feed tube from the water tank to the brew head so that the temperature is proper. Okay. Put this in place. Number 4, get yourself a nice cup. And also keep the milk swirling like this. The foam will tend to rise to the surface and it turns into what I call an iceberg sitting on the top of the milk. And as you pour, you're going to bloop. It's going to be like a blob of whipping cream going down into your cup. It won't be nice incorporated foam within the milk. The other thing I forgot to mention, the other feature that this machine has that it didn't used to have, it had a plastic cup rail. They are now including in the Giotto Type V a metal cup rail. That's a nice upgrade. I like that. The plastic one was nice, but it could break. It was acrylic. All right. No promise on the art, as always. There's always that caveat, right? But then there's those days when you come up with a daffodil coming up out of the ground. That's what that reminds me of. But really, you know, it's not about my art or lack of it. It's about what does this taste like. Ooh, rich and creamy and good. Nothing wrong with that shot or that milk. Yay, rocket. So, that's the Rocket Giotto Type V, latest guy on the block as far as the Giotto goes. Check it out on our website, and as you know, call us. We're always there. Call or email if you have any questions. That's one of the things we pride ourselves in is service. We're here for you. So check it out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned for the other crew reviews and featuring this machine and a lot of other applications. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot.